In a small, quiet village, surrounded by green fields and tall trees, there lived an old farmer named Raghav. Everyone in the village respected him, not because he was rich, but because he was always smiling, calm, and wise. No matter what the situation was, people saw him cheerful. Farmers came to him when their crops failed, women came when family troubles worried them, and even the school children liked to sit near him to hear his advice. He never refused anyone, and his words always brought peace. One afternoon, a young girl named Mira came to visit him. She had often noticed how happy he seemed, while she herself struggled with sadness whenever things went wrong. Mira finally asked him, "Uncle Raghav, I want to know something. Why are you always happy? I never see you angry, upset, or sad. Don't you ever feel bad when life is unfair?" Raghav looked at her kindly and gave a gentle laugh. "My dear child, life is not always easy. Everyone has problems. Some days are good and some are bad. But I learned long ago that happiness doesn't depend on what happens around us. Happiness comes from inside." Mira tilted her head in confusion. "But how is that possible? If something bad happens, how can anyone remain happy?" The old man took a deep breath and began sharing a story from his life. "When I was young, I had a small family, my wife and 2 children. We didn't have much money, but our hearts were full. We worked in the fields together, ate simple food, and laughed every evening. For me, that was happiness. But one day, everything changed. My wife fell gravely ill. We didn't have enough money for good treatment. I tried everything, but she passed away." Raghav's eyes grew misty as he spoke. "That was the darkest time of my life. I cried day and night. I stopped working. I stopped smiling. I thought my life had ended too. But after weeks of sadness, I realized something. My tears would not bring her back. My children were hungry, waiting for me to stand strong. That day, I understood. I could keep drowning in grief, or I could choose to live again. I chose to live, for my children and for myself." Mira listened silently, her eyes wide. "But uncle, wasn't it hard to be happy again?" she asked softly. Raghav nodded. "Yes, very hard. But every morning when I woke up, I made a promise to myself. I would find at least one reason to smile each day. Maybe it was the warmth of the sun. Maybe it was the song of the birds. Maybe it was the laughter of my children. Slowly, I learned that even in sorrow, life always offers something good. We just have to see it." The young girl thought for a moment. "But what if something very bad happens again? How can you still stay positive then?" The old man smiled patiently. "My dear, nothing in life stays forever, neither joy nor sorrow. Everything passes. When bad times come, I remind myself, this too shall pass. Even in pain, I look for what I still have: my health, my friends, the simple blessing of being alive. Happiness is a choice. We cannot control the storms of life, but we can control how we face them." Mira's eyes brightened. "So happiness isn't about waiting for good days, but about choosing to see good even in bad days?" "Exactly," Raghav replied. "It's not about wealth or comfort or perfect situations. It's about gratitude. If you learn to value the small blessings, you will never run out of reasons to be happy." The girl folded her hands gratefully. "Thank you, Uncle Raghav. I will remember this forever." From that day on, Mira began practicing his advice. Whenever she felt upset, she reminded herself to find at least one good thing around her. At first, it was difficult, but slowly her heart grew lighter. Even when things didn't go her way, she found comfort in small blessings. The villagers noticed her change. She laughed more, worked harder, and spread cheer wherever she went. When they asked her the reason, she would smile and say, "I learned the secret from Uncle Raghav. Happiness is a choice." Soon, the whole village began to live differently. People no longer complained as much. They found joy in simple things: the harvest, the rain, the stars at night. The village became brighter, not because life became easier, but because people chose to be grateful. And so, the wisdom of one old man spread across many hearts, teaching them that happiness comes from within. Remember, life will always bring challenges, but those who choose to see the good, no matter how small, are the ones who live truly happy lives. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to share it with someone who needs a smile today, and tell me in the comments what small blessing you are thankful for right now. And of course, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss more inspiring village stories that can change your life.